Hello everyone, welcome to the Hack Shack right here in Los Angeles. My name is Johnny and I support horror. One thing I want to say real quick is that I noticed some of my recurring viewers in the analytics on YouTube haven't subbed to my channel yet, so it'd be awesome if you could hit the subscribe button right now. I'm trying to grow this channel and just make one big horror army, so I'd really appreciate it if you subbed. Thanks. Okay, shameless plug out of the way, that's done. I hope you're ready for today's review because I'm going to be dragging you through a kick-ass bloodbath of a movie called VFW. Oh, and a disclaimer before we start this thing. Don't piss off war veterans. VFW is Fangoria's latest production and is directed by Joe Begos. This guy seems to be making quite a name for himself in the indie horror scene. He is also the writer and director of the horror mystery movie Bliss. His style of shooting and aesthetics is really trippy and fun, so I do recommend you checking out his work. Before we dig into the storyline, can we just take a look at that official VFW poster? Put it on the screen. Oh. Thank you, it's on the screen now. I mean, take a look at that. Just look at it, come on. You got 6 old dudes clutching old rusty makeshift weapons who just look like they're ready to ruin your day. We got hipster grandpa over here wielding a blood-soaked axe, just waiting for you to come at him so we can split your head open like a watermelon. Lastly, you have those big bold letters VFW just dripping blood at the bottom. I didn't even need to see a trailer for this movie. I look at the poster and I'm already amped up. I'm in. Press play, let's go. Okay, before I get too carried away, let's get into the storyline of VFW. We don't know exactly what year it is, but this movie seems to take place sometime in the future, but closer to modern day. A new drug called hype has hit the streets and it's starting to take a toll on this dystopian city somewhere in America. We are introduced to Boz, a no-nonsense drug dealer and the leader of some mutant gang. They're all hopped up on this new highly addictive drug that transforms normal people into brain-dead violent freaks. One Friday night inside the gang's headquarters, we witness a tragedy followed by a girl who steals a huge bag of hype and runs across the street to a local VFW. It's in this dive bar where we meet our badass group of war vets who decide to protect the girl against Boz and his mutant gang army. Now, what did I like about this film? Pretty much every damn thing. I'd say that about 70 to 75% of this movie takes place inside this divey VFW bar. The wood-paneled walls are all riddled with old dusty photos, vintage neon beer signs, and war memorabilia. This beer and whiskey-soaked watering hole is home to these vets, and it fits perfectly. And the overall lighting is this neon purple, blue, pink scheme that fits really well with the synth background music. All that coupled with the gritty 16mm film look, handheld shots, and you have this throwback 80s action feel with a modern twist. One of the best parts of VFW is simply the characters, especially our heroes. The camaraderie between these war vets is so damn believable, and they do a great job at building that early on in the movie. There's a long scene at the beginning that shows our war vets just drinking, sitting around, bullshitting, and it's refreshing to see how real it all seems. These dudes have been through hell together. They're the old timers now, and this VFW bar is their home. This is where they can be themselves and talk about inappropriate shit and not conform to today's times where everyone would be offended. And can we talk about the cast in this? We have Stephen Lang, who's been in countless films including Avatar, but I think I know him best as the blind guy in Don't Breathe. Fun fact, I threw away my turkey baster after watching that movie, and if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But seriously, see Don't Breathe if you haven't yet because it kicks ass. We also have Martin Kove, the merciless leader of the Cobra Kai dojo in the Karate Kid franchise. That guy scared the shit out of me when I was little. Hell, I'm still a little bit intimidated. Also, we have Fred Williamson, a huge action star from the 1970s. Another recognizable star, William Sadler from countless movies, including Die Hard 2. Hell, they even have George Wendt in this movie. It's Norm from Cheers, everyone, and that's just naming a few. What I'm trying to say is the chemistry between all these actors on screen is truly authentic, and it shows in this film. I even like the bad guys in this. They were violence-hyped, brain-dead mutants that traveled in hordes and had this sort of zombie-like feel to them. These dudes were not stopping for anything and were hell-bent on killing our old war vets. The trouble with trying to defeat these vets is they've already been through hell together countless times. War is nothing new to these guys, and they seem viciously excited to get back in action. So let's talk gratuitous violence in VFW, shall we? This movie is soaked with it. As soon as our war vets realize they have to take on these mutant punks or die, they snap right into action. We get this amazing 80s-esque montage scene of our heroes creating weapons out of anything they can find in the bar. I'm talking sharpened pool cues, tennis balls filled with gunpowder to use as mini bombs, the legs of bar stools with nails sticking out of them, and so on. It's a slaughter fest inside this VFW filled with head explosions, limb extractions, and enough blood and guts to satisfy any slasher film fanatic. And as we wind this review down here, my final thoughts on the film are this. VFW is a blood-soaked, kick-in-the-teeth, true grit indie film that in my opinion is more interesting than any Marvel blockbuster movie. This film doesn't pretend to be anything it's not. It's a white-knuckle action horror flick with over-the-top violence, some cheesy one-liners, great practical effects, and an in-your-face film style that complements the chaos of this dystopian city. And before I say goodbye, I just wanted to say thanks for coming by my channel and checking out my review of VFW. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you do so now, and make sure to leave me a comment. I want to know what you thought about this video, what you thought about the movie, likes, dislikes, anything. I always like hearing from you. And let's be friends to the end, people. You know you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Horror Hack. Once again, my name is Johnny. Keep supporting horror, and this has been one hack of a show.